The inspiration for my message today comes from an article I read entitled, "We Were Made for These Times." I think one of the problems in our lives as Christians is that we have forgotten who we are, why we're here, and how to live a life we would love. We all suffer from spiritual amnesia. We have forgotten who we are. So the question of identity is so important for us. And there's so much despair that we have in our lives, even as we look out around the world at what might be going on. There's so much despair because we have forgotten our identity and who we are. So I am struck by some things that we are not. And to put this in context, you are not your past, you are not your pain, you are not your problems, you are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings, you are not your insecurities, you are not even your nationality, you are not your personality, you are not even your peculiarities. You are something much more magnificent, brilliant, and powerful, but you and I have simply forgotten. And Jesus tells us clearly who we are. In fact, Jesus says about himself in John chapter 8, verse 12, Jesus says, "I am the light of the world." And in Matthew 5:14, Jesus says the same thing about us as he says about himself. He says, "You are the light of the world." Not you could be, not you can be, or you should be. You are the light of the world. This is life-changing. And when I think about that statement from Jesus, it fills my head with all kinds of things. Now I can figure out better how to do it. Micah 6:8, do justice, love mercy, walk humbly with God is being the light of the world. And there's a quote that I read that I love. It says, struggling souls catch light from other souls who are fully lit and willing to shine. So how do we do that? Well, we do justice, we love mercy, we walk humbly with God. I wonder if God is not so much looking for worshipers as he is looking for followers these days. And when our whole life becomes an act of following God and being light and being love, then our whole lives become an act of worship, not just a Sunday morning or a singing or a preaching type of thing. And this makes me think of that quote I've heard also, that the Christian faith is not about an evacuation plan for heaven. It's about a transformational plan for earth, a transformation plan for earth and for this world. So, being light, Teresa of Avila says, God has no body on earth but yours. No hands, no body, no feet, no eyes but yours on this earth to bless the world through you. That's amazing. But we've forgotten that we are light and we are love, haven't we? And living it out. So many of you are saying, well, I got to find the way to do that, or where do I do that? And I got to pray about that. You don't need to pray about this. I don't need to pray about this. It's very clear. You are the light. Be that light. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. St. Francis said, preach the gospel at all times. If necessary, use words. Just our presence alone can be a life-changing thing. We can add our deeds and our actions to that. But being light, being that presence, makes a difference as well. So, you and I were made for these times. And there I'm amazed by Christians emphasizing the despair and the darkness during these times. There can be no despair when you and I remember who we are, why we are here, who God is, and that our thoughts, words, and actions and deeds are of the one who sent us here and who brought us here to be the light. So, however you do it, each day, each hour, each moment, remember, I am the light of the world. Or maybe even shorten that. I am light. And be the light simply by your presence. So, until next time, may you live all the days of your life by being the light of the world.